Hello, brothers. This is Chuck's Off the Grid World. I've got the little project to do today. I'm out here at Granbury Lake in Granbury, Texas. A little view here. Got the rig set up here. I got an issue with a tire. It had a blowout. Again, second time in Texas I had a blowout. I believe the cause of the blowout was this little unit right here, an extension that you have on the inside of the tires so you can put air pressure in it. And I checked the tires before I left the campground in San Antonio, and all the pressures were up. Got about 240-50 miles into the trip to Granbury. Now about 150 miles into the trip, and the inside driver's side tire blew. All the rubber shedded off there, and I such a dilemma there that I didn't think about videoing it. So what I did, and I got to Granbury at Bill's house, I was able to order 2 brand new tires. They're made by Cooper, 245/70/19.5s, and they have them sent to his house. I ordered them on Monday. Today is Friday, and both of them are in and I had them mounted. And so what I'm doing is replacing. I've already replaced the tire that was damaged with my spare. My spare had never been on the ground. It was a brand new tire from Cooper from a couple years ago. I had a problem but with the tire shredding. But this is the tools. I'm going to show you how to take the wheel off. The tools that you need. This is what I use. This is a 1 1/8 inch socket to go into here, and then a 3/4 inch socket to break the bolts off inside there. I'll show you when I get in there, but it's kind of an unusual way that they have these things hooked on here. If you look at the valve stem right there, one of these 2 here are the ones that hold this hubcap on. There's only 2 bolts that hold the hubcap on. I'm going to show you here in a minute. Let me set this up on tripod. Thank you. Okay, brothers and sisters, I'm going to take this hubcap off. You might think it's the wheel. It's not. It's the hubcap. I believe it's one of these 2 here. Let me try and break it loose. Yeah, it's that one there. Got some torque on it. Okay. And there's another one right across from it, which would be that one right there. Let me break it loose. Oh, yeah, okay. There's another item that you should have handy with you when you do a wheel like this or a tire. You should have your cell phone with you, because if you have a problem, especially if you're by yourself, you can call somebody, call for help. Take these bolts out, these nuts, and now this you just pop right off there. Just like that. Okay. Now all these 10 nuts along here are all 3/4 inch. Alright. Okay. I got a phone call. Thank you for watching. Check. Oh, again, I made a mistake on the size of these nuts. This actually takes a 13/16, which is a real common size for spark plugs. Now let's see if I can at least break these loose before I jack it up. Okay, it's gonna have some pressure on, I'm pretty sure. Okay, there's one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, the reason you leave weight on the vehicle when you're breaking those loose, otherwise it'll just want to turn when you try to break the tires loose. Now the next step will be to jack the RV up in the air. And the way I want to do that is I want to use the hydraulic jacks. Let's see if I can. I'll show you the hydraulic jacks and how the procedure is done. It's actually, normally the hydraulic jacks are used for leveling your RV. Okay, can you see it right there? I got 3 2x10s or something underneath there to give it a lot more support. The hydraulic jack, I don't know if you can see it under there, the workings of it or not, but maybe I'm looking at it this way. But that's what we got going on there. Now, I gotta go inside. Go inside and start the motor and put up on the hydraulic jacks. Need the key. Got the key. Get the junk out of the way on the seat. Okay, this is the hydraulic right here. It's right here. Okay, gonna start the motor. I gotta put it in park. Parking brake has got to be put on, which is already on. The parking brake is on. Now, what I need to do is I need to turn the hydraulics on. It's on, lights on. Okay, brothers and sisters, I'm back again. I'm gonna take these nuts off and take this wheel off here. They should be somewhat loose. There we go. There we go. There we go. They're all loose enough, I believe. Take the nuts loose. Alright. Alright, now it's time to get my hands dirty. Yeah. Now we're having fun. You can get your hands dirty, you're not having any fun. And if you're not bleeding after you get the job done, you haven't done it right. So, the easy part, sometimes getting the wheel off. The hard part is getting the other one back on. Sometimes it can be a battle. I have a trick that I can use, but I don't have the tool to use the trick with. What I do is I take a crowbar, and you put it between here and the axle, and you can kind of lift it up so you can move it and turn it. But I tried to do it with a screwdriver. It's just I don't get enough leverage. So the tire on the other side, which I've already changed, it was a battle. I had to hold my tongue just right to get it put on there. But I got it on. Just a matter of fighting through. Not getting frustrated. Frustrated, it doesn't really help you any. This nut here is not coming off as easy as it should. There it goes. I had to put a little WD-40 on that before I put it back on. Sometimes it's just because there's a little pressure on it from the tire coming loose. When there's no, you're not touching the rim, there's no pressure, so that shouldn't be a problem. Alright, got all 10 of them loose. Let's see if I can get this thing to slide off. Move these. We'll kind of watch your fingers. You put your fingers in some place it shouldn't be. Alright, got it off. Let me see if I can move this thing out of the way without knocking the camera down. Okay. I'm going to shut you off again for a moment. Thank you. Okay, brothers and sisters, I was able to get it started. They're not all the way on yet, but it can be a battle. The easiest way to do it is if you have a pry bar, crowbar that's about that long, you can reach underneath there and you can lift it up. And then you can slide it on. I don't have that tool, and the screwdriver's not long enough to do that, but I think I got it started here. I have to kind of wiggle it around a little bit. Okay. Got it started. I used a hydraulic jack under the frame here to just lift it up enough so I can line everything up. Just a little bit of a struggle, but if you keep after it, you can get it. Get these nuts all started here. Lots of nuts. You wouldn't think you'd need that many, but apparently you do. Get all these run down the best I can with my fingers. It didn't want to go on all the way, but as soon as you start putting a little bit of torque on these nuts, it'll go on there, no problem. Use the ratchet here, or it's not a ratchet, it's a pry bar, or a breaker bar. See, it's driving, going in, tighten all these up. My fingers best I can, easy as I can. That one just doesn't want to do something. It's a little bit non-conformist. And you can see that pulling that in or not, but it is. Let's go ahead and play with this in a little while. that's awkward. Harder than an old guy. You know, a lot of people would just say, oh, I'll just call up somebody, come out and change it. Well, that's all fine and dandy if you're in a town, but you're out in the boonies somewhere like we were, in between towns. You'd have to call somebody, and it's liable to take several hours to get to you. Or may not even be able to get to you at all. So, doing it yourself and having equipment and a spare tire, I think is essential. But don't know. Perhaps you physically can't do it. See what happens when you try to torque that, the tire just turns. That's why you have to kind of tighten it the best you can. And then when it gets back down the ground, you can put some torque on it. Tighten the proper amount. Okay. That seems like they're all snug. Alright, I'm just gonna feel this thing. Any play in that? There's absolutely no play at all in that. Feels really good. I don't hear anything weird going on there. At some point I'm gonna have to take these 4 bolts out here. This is a dust cover for grease for the bearings. I take this off and re-grease those bearings, but that's for another day. It's not for today. Okay, I'm gonna take this jack out. Okay, brothers and sisters, I'm going to lower the jacks down. I'll let you watch it on the camera. Get this stuff out of the way. Okay, it's going to be in the way, but take no chances here. Torque these down, put the hubcap back on, and we'll be done. Okay, go inside, jacks down. Alright, brothers, this is what you think of that. It just drops. You don't want to mess around with these hydraulic jacks, because if they drop in a hurry. They don't mess around for a moment. Alright, I'm going to put some torque on these. And you want to tighten them down. You want to start with one, put some torque on it, go across from that one, put some torque on that one, then go up to the next one. Put some torque on that, down that one, and you kind of go all the way across. You don't just tighten them in a row. I want to check them in a row. Make sure I haven't missed one of them. That one was a little bit loose. that one's still a little bit loose. Okay, those are all tight. Now the next thing to do is to put the fake chrome wheel on it, the hubcap. Now we're having fun. Remember, it takes the 1 1/8 inch socket for these fake nuts, and it's got a screw on the inside of there. All right, you got to line up your valve stem with this hole right here. That's the only one that's got that hole. All the rest of them are just egg shape or oblong. That's for your valve stem. And do it like that, and the holes line right up. That one and that one. You put the screws on. And then you put a little torque on it. It had right socket. Okay, fight me. Torque on that one. And put a little torque on this one. See, these here aren't real. They just turn. No screw on. They just kind of welded on there. Alright, I guess that's it. I got 2 brand new tires on the front, 1 brand new tire in the middle rear driver's side, and I'm going to have to put the spare back in its spare holder. You don't need to watch that. That's painful. Thank you for watching.